Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm Chakits Krulsawat with Simply Vegas, your Las Vegas realtor, bringing you another market snapshot. So today we are going to be talking about what's going on with the Las Vegas market for the month of October. So let's just dive right into it. So if you can see right here, for the month of October for single family residents, we have a total of 6,617 properties currently available for sale. That's actually a pretty dramatic increase. As you can see from the beginning of the year here, we actually started off around like 3,800 and we've gone up pretty slightly, I would say. Private sales, we actually have a total of 97% of the market, 1% are short sales, and another 1% are actually bank-owned property. Now, if we actually take a look at the single-family residence, we actually have sold 2,568 properties in the last 30 days. And what could you actually get with a 3-bedroom, 1,800 square feet home? The average list price was $304,900. The average sale was actually at $300,000. But if we take a look, we actually started off in the beginning of the year here roughly about, let's see here. We started off for single family residence. We started off at $270,000 since the beginning of the year. So it's gone up about $30,000. So I mean, that's pretty dramatic. Okay. Now, as far as the price per square foot, we're sitting at $166 a price per square foot. And we went up from 165 to 166, with the average days on the market is at 13 days to 17 days. We are taking a little bit as far as a backslide, as far as how many days on the market. However, it's still a pretty aggressive market. It doesn't mean the market is tanking. What it means is that there are a couple compensating factors and why is the market slowing down, but I will get into that in a minute. Now, also for single-family residents, if you actually take a look, here we have a total of about 1,300 that was rented in the last 30 days, and the average square footage is about almost 1,800. The average list price, as far as the rental comps, are about 1,500, and you're going to get about an 1,800 square feet home, and the average days on the market is about 30 days. But if we look comparing from single-family residents versus the rental market right now, the rental market is about 39% of the market share, and that actually increased from 34 to 39, as you can see, and we decreased from the buyers from 66 down to 61% of the market at this time. Now let's move along into townhomes. If we take a look at townhomes, we actually increased about 100 townhomes that are currently available for sale. 97% of them are private sales, 1% are short sales, and 2% are actually bank-owned properties. Now, the townhome, right now, the townhomes, the average list price was actually $219,999. The average sales price was actually $215,000. So we actually increase in the asking price about $3,000, but we actually dropped in the sales price about $1,000. So we're selling an average at $215 at an average $154 price per square foot, with an average days on the market right now is 10 days. The last time I shot this video, we've increased by 1 day, so that didn't really hit the market hard whatsoever. Now moving along to condos. Condos, we actually have a total of 1,040. Now that increased about 200, which is roughly about what I think about 20%. 98% of the condos right now are private sales, 1% are short sales, and another 1% are bank-owned properties. Now if we take a look at the condo market, the last 30 days we actually sold 343 properties. You actually get an average about 1,074 square foot for a townhome, 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. The average list was 157,000. The average sale was 154,400, with an average of $146 a square foot, with an average days in the market that also had increased days on the market by about 3 days. However, don't be alarmed as far as, is the market going to crash? The market is not going to crash. I think we are starting to slow down, and there's a couple compensating factors. Now let's take a look at the overall market and to see where we're actually at with single-family residents, condos, townhomes. Okay, if we take a look here, we have an average of total 8,763 properties that are currently available on the market as of today. 97.5% are actually private sales, 1% are short sales, and another 1% are actually bank-owned properties at this time. The average days on the market, the month supply right now is 2.6. We went from 2%, 2 months to 2.6 month supply. So the inventory is actually increasing. We are actually selling an average of 3,322 properties a month. But what I'm starting to see as far as a price reduction is a 13.8%. And this number is actually increasing on a weekly basis. So what this is saying is that the sellers are not getting their top dollar or above the appraised what they're asking for. So if you're actually considering selling your property in today's market, you definitely have to price it aggressively. And for you agents out there that are just taking listings at 3 or 4%, you definitely want to spend the money on the marketing to actually get the property sold. Because if the property's not moved in ready, right, and it's not competitive against the comps within the neighborhoods, your property is going to be sitting on the market for a little bit longer than it should be, when the average sales right now, like I said, is about 15 days. I said 17 days. I'm sorry, 17 days. Okay, now let's actually take a look at the inventory as far as the type of buyers out there. 25% of the buyers out there right now are actually cash buyers, and this actually has been on a consistent basis. Now, we went from 56% on conventional buyers, dropped down to 52%. Okay, now FHA went from 11% to 13%. So FHA buyers are making a gain. Also, VA buyers went from 8% to 9% as well. So just because you're a cash buyer doesn't really mean anything in today's market. So just keep that in mind. Okay, owner will carry is only less than 0.16%. Owner will carry, this means where somebody owns a property free and clear, they're going to carry the note for that potential buyer. However, there's a lot of risk involved when you do a deal like that. You're putting more money down, you're paying more money for the property. So be aware, make sure you get with an agent that understands the owner will carry. But we actually have a total of about 31,804 properties sold as of today. And again, that includes single-family residence, townhomes, duplexes, triplexes, everything. Okay. Now moving along to duplexes. Duplexes, we have 21 duplexes for sale, 13 triplexes, and fourplexes. We have a total of 56. Majority of this stuff is 99.9% are actually private sales. You don't really see a lot of that stuff moving in today's market, just due to the fact that, the owners of these multifamily, which these investors, they're asking more what the property is worth. As far as when you get into duplexes, triplexes, and fourplexes, the market is such a small niche, and the people that actually buy these type of properties are actually true investors that are looking for cash flow properties. However, I don't really see investors buying this because the rate of return, even though with the financing and you're using the power of leverage, it just doesn't make any sense. But your novice and your rookie investors that are just getting into the game, they're buying this, but should the market crash, they are going to lose their pants on this deal. So for me personally, because I buy a bunch of investment properties, I would definitely just stay away from this market. However, if you're just buying and you can take advantage of the first time home buyer program with an FHA loan, this is something that you may consider, just due to the fact that you're coming out with less or zero money down, so you don't really have nothing to lose, but you have to live in one of the units. So just keep that in mind. So it's going to be really case by case basis. High rises, we have a total of 405 high rises for sale. 99.9% of them are actually private sales at this time. Now I want to get into a topic where we always talk about, is it worth it to rent a home versus to buy a home? So let's say we know right now the median price point for a home is at $300,000. At $300,000, you get 1,848 square feet in today's market. 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, 2-car garage. Okay, and that comes out to $166 a square foot. But remember, at $300,000, right now, let's see what your payments are going to be. Now I can't find this. Where are we at here? Now, a payment at $300,000 in today's interest rate at 5%, your payments is going to be $1,610.74. That's only principal and interest only. Okay. Now, if you actually went to go out and rent a property, you can actually rent a property right now for 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, 2-car garage, and you get 1,768 square feet. You're paying an average about $1,500 a month. So basically, you can get a little bit more property as far as square footage, and just for about $110 more. So this is kind of where you gotta really weigh your pros and cons to see if it's even worth it. But even though that you're spending $110 or more, one of the things that I want you to take in consideration is when you do your tax deductions on the property. So basically, it really washes out. So right now, it's actually an even keel. But now, there's one topic that I do want to talk about that's very important here: the Fed fund rates. Now that they are actually raising interest rates, there's a couple things that you need to take a look out for. And this is where the market is starting to really slow down. There's a couple compensating factors. One of the compensating factors is we're coming in more into the holidays, and this is more of the slower season. And the second thing is actually the interest rate. Now, this is actually very important, because the higher the interest rate goes, the higher the monthly payments you're going to have, and the less amount of home that you can actually buy. So let's take a look at this together. The United States Fed fund rates. The Federal Reserve raised the target range for the federal fund rates by 25 basis points, 2% to 2.25%, during its September 2018 meeting. In line with the market expectation, policymakers see one more rate hike this year, 3 increases in 2019 and 1 in 2020. So let's take a look at this. As you can see, the Fed funds have been raising rates pretty dramatically here. Okay, so now we know we are actually at 2.25%. So if we actually Google what is today's rates today, okay, as you can see, mortgage rates today. Mortgage rates today is 5%. APR, annual percentage rate, 5.105%. So now let's just use this as a barometer, and this is something that I do want to show you here that's very important. And I've created this just for you guys so that way you guys can see what's going on here. So 30 days ago, as you can see, when interest rates were actually at 4.5% on a $300,000 home in today's market, principal and interest, your monthly payments would have been $1520.06 a month. But because they just raised their interest rates, now we're at 5%. So they raised it a quarter, and now we're at 5%. So if you see right here, now your payment on a home right now is going to be $1,610.47. So you would have saved $90.47 if you actually bought and locked in your rate 30 days ago. So keep that in mind. But now, remember, the rates are going to get hiked in December one more time. So if it does get raised, now let's just say we're going to do on a conservative point of view. If they raise it by 25%, a quarter percent, now we went from 5% to 5.25%. So now you're going to be paying for the same home that you're looking at today another $46.15. Okay, so now they talked about in 2019, they're going to raise it 3 more times. Now, if they raise it 3 more times, and I'm being conservative, if we went up another 1/4%, and another 1/4%, and another 1/4%, so now you can see here it's $46.75 you're paying more. $47.35 you're paying more. $47.96. So what this means is the property that you're looking at today, if you decide to sit on the sidelines and you waited another year to buy a home versus getting an interest rate at 5%, or let's just say even 30 days ago, you're technically paying $200 more for a home that you could have bought today versus waiting a year. Okay, so that's something to keep in perspective, okay, when you are considering buying a home. There's sometimes people that call me, they want to sit on the sidelines and they want to see what's going on. But this is something that you need to take in consideration as far as buying a home and what the Fed fund rates, what they plan on doing. So, guys, that's all I have for today. Thank you so much for tuning in, and if you have not subscribed to this channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Also hit that notification button too as well, so that way you're going to be updated on new properties that come up on the market. And one more thing I do want to mention, you see this shirt right here? This is a nice shirt, and I just wanted to say thank you for one of our subscribers from Hawaii. Thank you. I really do appreciate it, to you and your family, and all the goodies that you guys have provided to as well. Again, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Other than that, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Chakits Krulsawat with Simply Vegas, and have a blessed day.